Okay, so this is one that came from a viewer of the channel, somebody that got hold of my custom maps widgets, and they wanted to know how to trigger a FlutterFlow action from within the widget. By the time I actually got back to them, they'd already figured it themselves, which is very good. However, I thought this is something I could pass on. So if you want to just tap on your widget, so if you've got a widget, obviously not necessarily a map, but if you've got a widget that is a bit more static, and you want to just tap on that widget to do something, obviously, tap on the widget and you can edit in the Action Flow editor on tap, double tap, whatever you want to do. However, if you want to tap something within the widget, i.e. a map pin in this instance, you cannot do that. So you need to make some changes within the code to trigger an action that then makes you be able to use FlutterFlow natural actions rather than getting into the black hole of continue doing the custom code. Otherwise you may as well just do it in code rather than using a visual editor, obviously. So let's go back to Android Studio. Okay, so we're in Android Studio. So if I just add a marker within this map, and then there you go, we've got a marker somewhere in London there. So, and I can, move the map around, not a problem, and that's not interacting with the widget. But if I tap on the marker itself, I am triggering a bottom sheet. So for the example, I just stuck a bottom sheet with a dismiss button. So there we go. So basically tap on the marker and we then trigger a FlutterFlow action. So how are we doing that? Right, so this is achieved by having an action parameter in your custom widget. So whatever your custom widget is, you want to be setting a parameter that is a type action on that widget. And then what that will do, I'll go come back to this in a second. On the widget itself, down the bottom of the properties, so you'll have your action parameter there. I've called mine on marker tap. So that is the name there. And basically, then you can edit that in the Action Flow editor. And I've just got show the bottom sheet, do something, basically. So that'll bring up the bottom sheet. And then you can do whatever actions you want based on that. Obviously, once you're in the Action Flow editor, you can literally do whatever you want in terms of the interaction within that tap. So in my instance, on the map marker, I've just shown a bottom sheet, but that could do any action that I may want to introduce here. It could be another custom action or whatever it may be, but that can be introduced on the callback from tapping the marker. So within the block of code, if custom code is not something you're into, which is why I use FlutterFlow, and that's fair enough, I wouldn't blame you, you can just use ChatGPT or Gemini or Claude or whatever, and you can knock a function like this together dead easily, to be honest. So there are your parameters. You've got your height, your width, and then we've got there, which is our callback function. And then again, you need to add them again in the next line down, just here. And then what we've got here on map tap, we are adding a marker. And then also when we are tapping the marker, we've got the gesture detector on the marker, and we are just printing marker tapped, and we are changing an app state which is actually not being used. That's kind of redundant now, but doesn't really make any difference for this. So we're just printing marker tap just to show that the marker is tapped, although again we don't really need that, it could just be commented out or just deleted. And then it's this if statement that actually triggers the on marker tap function, this parameter, which in turn is starting these actions that we've got in here. It's not that difficult. If you need help on the code side, like I say, just use AI. Obviously you can pause the screen and see what I've done there. Also you can go and get this from rapidmvp.co. This is part of the maps, custom maps widgets. So that's it. That's how you trigger a FlutterFlow action from within a custom widget, which is a very handy thing to be able to do. So you can build custom widgets and not have to worry about getting buried in code layer after code layer after code layer. You can use the custom widget for the minimum thing that you want it to do, and then you can get back into FlutterFlow actions after that, because otherwise if you're going to go just down not using the visual builder, you may as well use another product and not FlutterFlow, obviously. So that's it. Hopefully that is useful. So thank you for the person that highlighted that and then sorted it out themselves. So give me the opportunity to do this. So yeah, hopefully that was useful. If so, please consider the usual clicking the buttons down below, and I will see you in the next video.